Hi guys, welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. My name's Melanie. Welcome to my home, my bedroom specifically in the sunshiny state of Florida, where it's actually not so sunshiny right now. It's thundering, lightning, pouring down rain. It is later in the evening. I can't take the you-know-who for a W-A-L-K. Sorry, I have to spell that. I have three wonderful fur babies that if I say the word, all you know what's going to break loose. So that's it. Today is an exciting day. So I've been telling you guys for the last 4 or 5 days that I feel like I've lost weight. I feel like I'm thinner. I feel like, but the scale was not cooperating. And you remember me saying I should be seeing a drop soon? Well, this morning, not only did I see a 1 pound drop, but I saw a 1.2 pound drop, and I am now at my lowest weight in 20 years at 174.2. I now have a weekly average of 176.4, which is my lowest weekly average. So we got two lowest lows in the same flipping week, and I am absolutely ecstatic. But this morning, you guys got a little special treat. I had a lot of you ask me, look, there are a million videos on the internet on how to make this protein-sparing modified fasting bread, but so many of you just want me to make it. So I did a quick, I think it's like 4 minutes long. I've just got snippets of each section telling you what to do. You can see it at the end and then see it in my first meal of the day. And then I'll come back and say goodnight. So totally psyched. I knew we could do this. I knew we could do this. All right, guys, we're going to start by preheating the oven to 325. All right, guys, the good news is a lot of people are making this bread with this duck fat cooking oil, but I gotta be honest with you, my very first time making this bread, I made it with this Pam. This is a less expensive cooking spray than this. This cost me, I think, $12. I think I've seen it at Walmart for $8 or $9, but this was only $3. And frequently at my store, I can find these buy one, get one free. So yeah, so it's a much bigger value. I'm gonna get my 2 bread pans out. These are just small loaf pans. Don't ask me the size. There's no size on them. And I'm going to be able to completely fill one up and the other one not so much. I tried to do the mini loaves last night, adding the allspice, the cinnamon, and the vanilla. It changed the whole consistency of the bread. So I'm going to go back to making it following the exact recipe in Maria Emmerich's cookbook for protein-sparing modified fast. You can pause right here. This is the ingredient list. I have 6 large egg whites. What I'm going to be using is 1 cup of egg beaters, 1/4 cup of unflavored white egg white protein powder. And this is actually for like a ham keto bread sandwiches, but I'm using this recipe for this Wonder Bread. Guys, so I just have this egg beaters. This is real egg whites. You can look at the ingredients and see that there's nothing in here but egg whites. It's got all the nutritional information on it, and it's got the conversion. So if you are following somebody's recipe and they are specifically telling you real egg whites, you can easily convert that. Most of these egg beaters do have a conversion chart on them. So I have 1 measured cup of egg whites. I'm going to put it in my mixer. It takes about 2 minutes, and I'll come back just before it's done to show you the stiff peaks. All right, guys, for those of you who have never whipped up eggs like this, when they talk about stiff peaks, they're talking about the egg being foamy and firmy enough to kind of stay there. Do you see how that's staying there? It's not moving. So I literally have to move this out of here, and that is what they refer to when they're talking about form stiff peaks. So let's move on to the next step. All right, guys, now just based on economics alone, I purchased the Now egg white protein powder. There is nothing else in here. And this recipe calls for 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup. If you look at the measurement charts for tablespoons equals 1/4 cup. So what I'm going to do is 1 tablespoon at a time. I'm going to add this into my mixture, and with a soft silicone spatula, I'm just going to gently fold it over. It's important when you're mixing this that you specifically fold the ingredients in. The technique that I use while I'm folding is just to come from the edge, lift up, and bring it over. If you start smashing or start stirring as you would a soup or a stew, you are going to lose all of your air bubbles. You want to keep a really fluffy, consistent egg white. Now, Maria Emmerich's recipe does not call for this, but just based on the first time I made this recipe, I took just a tiny little sprinkle, just like I'm talking less than a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I also folded it in, scraped the sides of my pan, or scrape the sides of my bowl, and then we're going to move this to the pan. I'm going to try to get everything in one pan because I have learned that if you try to do a mini loaf or a small pan, you have more crust than you do bread, and I really wasn't crazy about it. So we're going to try to do a big fat loaf here. All right, guys, I dirtied a second loaf pan, but I only needed one. I am now going to stick this in the oven for 40 minutes and check it. Guys, my 40-minute timer is done, and now I'm going to turn the oven off completely, and I'm going to set a new timer for 10 minutes to let the bread sit. Guys, I'm just going to let this loaf of bread cool for probably 20-30 minutes, and then I will try to cut it. Do not try to cut it while it's still warm. Guys, so I managed with a good bread knife, and please use a serrated knife because the outside of this bread is kind of crispy, light, airy crispy, but if you push down on it, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of smush the bread. You're going to remove all the air bubbles, which gives it this just wonderful, wonderful flavor. But let's talk a little bit about macros. This recipe that I followed today that I showed you is 6 servings. It has 32 calories per serving, so if we take 6 times 32, that's 180, 192. So you could eat this entire board of bread for less than 200 calories. You'd have a half a gram of fat. You would have, let's see, 7 times 6 is 42. You'd have 42 grams of protein. 0.4 times 6 would be 2.4 total carbs, 0 fiber. It's a really easy recipe, and now I want to show you, and I know you guys are probably tired of seeing these bread recipes. This bread is amazing. It feels just like bread. I absolutely love this. I made the mistake yesterday of trying to add things to this to give it a French toasty flavor, and that was a mistake. So this bread is a game changer. It definitely changes doing protein sparing modified fasting days. It keeps you full for a long time. So this morning, since this is a regular adapt weight loss keto macro day, I am going to probably eat half of this, put the other half in the fridge for tomorrow, maybe try another fast. And anyway, I'll see you at the next segment. All right, guys, remember today is a regular weight loss macro day, so I allow myself up to 1,500 calories. This is my first meal of the day at 10:05. I took that protein sparing bread, I fried it up in a pan with 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. I put some Tillamook cheddar cheese on top. This is 1/8 of a cup. And I took a wedge of tomato and sliced it up. And this is 2.5 ounces of Kentucky Legend hickory ham. That is my first meal of the day. All right, guys, so a hubby went out on the grill and fired it up. He did some all beef Angus hot dogs and some beer brats. I'm going to have me a couple beer brats for lunch with mayonnaise mustard mix, and I think I might have some of my Primal Kitchen no sugar ketchup And that'll be my second meal of the day. All right, guys, I'm super excited. Gearing up to start some resin jewelry for Halloween. And I made and hand painted the eyes on these adorable freaking spiders. I've started the hand painting of these pumpkins and I got some ghosts done. I have started my jack-o'-lantern witches. I have now poured the third layer of these bumblebees. That's not Halloween, but since we're here at the resin table, why not? I had a request to make some dangle earrings in black, so that's what that is. And these were super cool. It was a super cool idea, but I did not execute the way I wanted. So basically, this is a cat that is glow in the dark and also glows under black light. You can see that there for Halloween, but I'm not crazy about the design, so I'm starting from scratch. And you know, I don't do anything half butt, so back to the drawing board on that one. All right, guys, I have 2 small chicken breasts that I wrapped in bacon. I stuffed with a tablespoon of Swiss cheese, and I sprinkled with some Simple Girl barbecue seasoning, which is completely keto friendly. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite keto barbecue seasoning. And then I made myself a lettuce wedge. This is approximately 2 cups of iceberg lettuce. I did 2 tablespoons of chunky blue cheese dressing, sprinkled a teaspoon of bacon bits, and put salt and pepper. And that'll be my last meal of the day. All right, guys, that's it. And I don't know if you can see my board. I'll try to remember to flip it. Look, I got up against something. I don't know what that is. I know I have a stain on my shirt. But this is Saturday. I'm just following an ADAPT plan. And what does that mean? That means that I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. Yes, I did track my macros, but I ate off the list and kept my carbs under 20 carbs. My calories were super high today, but I was very hungry today. I don't know if that's behavior or the 3 days of fasting I did this week, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So my calories today were 2102. That was my total calories. 172 grams of protein, 151 grams of fat, and 20 total carbs. And you can see right there I have circled my new low of 174.2. So what do I mean? Is it behavioral or was it hunger from fasting? All right, so a lot of times when my husband is home on the weekends, he's not on any diet, he's not following any, he's not restricting calories, and he is a grazer. He is someone that doesn't necessarily sit down and have a big meal, but eats all day. And so a lot of times on the weekends, if I'm gonna overeat, it's on the weekends. Why? Because I'm home, I'm hanging out with hubs. I try to make sure that most of my stuff is done during the week so we have time together, because we don't get time together during the week. And during racing season, I never see him. Like, he works all week long and then he's gone racing on the weekends. So like, I could literally go a month and have 1 day alone with him. So we take our time together very seriously, but it's hard. That is the one thing that slips me up. It's like the first time they go to the fridge, the second time they go to the fridge, by the third time they go to the fridge and you can hear them eating, you can smell the food, you know they're eating. Psychologically, it starts to play games with me. And I start thinking, well, maybe I should be eating. Maybe I'm hungry. Maybe I want a snack. Maybe, and you know, it's just not a healthy place to be. But it is what it is. And I have successfully been able to lose 65 pounds now, living with someone who obsessively snacks and munches all day long. So I have to rely on me. I have to do this for me. And that means that I have to sometimes white knuckle some of the habits and behaviors that I have developed, and I'm going to say developed with emphasis, over the last 51 years. And then sometimes I'm just going to have to, you know, find strategies. But every once in a while, I'm not going to be ashamed of a 21, 22, 25, or even 3,000 calorie day. I was hungry. Everything I ate was on that list. I didn't eat weight loss macros, but I didn't eat anything that's going to undo damage. And I want you to stop and think for a while, because I had a conversation with someone else who was keto about this one time. The things I get upset with myself now on keto. Oh, I went over my carbs, 5 carbs. Oh my gosh, I had 3,000 calories. Do you realize that before I started keto, that was a good day? 2,000 calories was probably a freaking fantastic day. 25 carbs would have been a fantastic day, because if we back this boat up 3.5 years before I started keto, it was not unusual for me to consistently eat between 1,900 and 2,500 calories a day. Why? How do I know this? Because I tracked my food on Weight Watchers. I tracked my food on loseit.com. I tracked my food on MyFitnessPal. I was the calorie in, calorie out. I will work for food. I would go take a 2-mile walk to have the extra 180 calories, right? I was the calorie counting machine. And I can tell you right now that reality for me 3.5 years ago, before I started keto, a good day was probably 100 to 200 carbohydrates, probably 1,800 to 2,000 calories, with uncontrollable hunger afterwards. Now I can eat between 12 and 1,500 calories, and that's a good day for me. Like, I feel comfortable. I don't feel deprived. I'm not feeling like I'm starving to death, right? But I have found that the protein sparing bread has been just absolutely a game changer. And look, I'm not going to get crazy with this fasting. The only reason I'm tracking my food right now, the only reason that I'm being as strict as I am right now, is because on Thursday, I go for a DexaFit scan. It's my 1 year before and after kind of thing. But it's a big deal because I'm getting so close to my target weight, so close to a goal weight, that this is a really important, it's a big deal to me. It may not seem big to you, and it doesn't have to, but it's a big deal to me. So it's like a big event I'm preparing for, you know, like if I was going to do like a show, or if I was going to get up and do a big keto event and get in front of all of you, I would want to look my best, feel my best, and be at my best, because how else am I going to convince you that this is the best, right? Right. So I'm super proud of myself. I'm very grateful for you guys, my Ninja Nation, all of you cheering me on. And just know, you guys mean the world to me. I can't always get back to your comments. I am in the middle of this jewelry business and this resin business, and it is growing exponentially. I actually sold 4 pair of earrings this week. I was super stoked about that. I have some more orders coming in. So I've got a lot going on with another business, and doing a YouTube daily vlog can sometimes feel like a full-time job. So the biggest negative about me being such a busy person and trying to do so many things is I don't always have time to get back to the people who take the time to comment. And that I feel guilty about. Oh, I did participate in Strong Timber today. I did not do the driveway. I just did some lifting some weights, but I didn't do the driveway, and I kind of feel like I'm failing on that. I didn't do the September because my plan was to walk 2 miles tonight with the dogs, but it's pouring down rain, lightning, and thundering, so I can't do that. I may take a couple laps around the house, even though it's raining. I can do that. For my self-timber today, I've got to say that one of my positive qualities is I am super versatile. Even though I'm old enough to be stuck in my ways, I'm not so stubborn that I'm not open. You know, I'm very open-minded, but I'm versatile. Like I can go with the changes in life. without a lot of chaos. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow with a week in review. Tomorrow, remember, is a rest day for me. Sunday's always a rest for Faith and family. It'll be a week in review. I'm going to do another protein sparing modified fast, and I think it's justified because I just had a refeed, right? 2,100 calories. I'm going to consider that a refeed. I'm going to go back into a fast tomorrow. But tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and make myself some cinnamon French press coffee. Just spoil the crud out of myself. Yes, tomorrow's going to be a good day. Tomorrow's going to be self-care. It's going to be facial. It's going to be pedicure. I'm going to soak in that bath. That's what I'm going to do. All right, I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.